My companies did over $10 million in revenue this year. I made over $2 million trading meme coins. I built one of the best affiliate marketing funnels in crypto, leading to billions of dollars in volume. I created the world's biggest crypto trading community. I bought all my dream cars this year, and I've generated millions of views this year. What's up guys, my name is Orangey. This video is going to be very different from what I usually post on this channel. It's just the last video of 2025, so I really wanted to dive deep into what 2025 looked like. I was literally heading to play basketball with Brian, and we were just talking about like 2025, and I was like, damn, this would make a really good video to end the year off and kind of just like recap the year. Take you guys through a really deep dive of what 2025 looks like for me, what my goals were this year. And yeah, man, honestly, I just really want to bring you through all the ups and downs we had this year. So I'm going to be looking at my phone, looking back through my camera roll, and just talking about everything, man. So starting 2025, I had a ton of momentum, right? Like meme coins were super hot during the Q4 of 2024. I had built this really big trading community called Potion, and we were really like what it felt like on top of the world. We were making over $1 million a month just on our community and software. I was working on different software too. I had different companies in the works and stuff. And honestly, everything felt like it was going really good. I was getting hundreds of thousands of views every single YouTube video I was posting. Like meme coins was a super trendy topic. You know, TGR and I were collabing, making meme coin videos. I was getting reached out from like a ton of like A-list celebs and stuff. Like everybody kind of was like on this like crazy meme coin hype last year. You guys probably remember like the TikTok, the Chill Guy, the Huzz coin, all that stuff. It was very trendy. So I was starting 2025 with a ton of momentum. And in my YouTube videos, I would always say, guys, you probably have like 3 to 6 months to take full advantage of the meme coin stuff before it dies out. And it really did play out exactly how I thought it would. I was always very like, guys, grind this shit right now because you're gonna regret not grinding it when it's all said and done. So starting January, I was living in a penthouse in Brickell, which I called the Potion office. We were paying $20,000 a month in rent for a 2-story 5-bedroom, which I actually ended up making my office for Potion. I was living with Terp, one of my good friends, and his good friend Henry, who was also an employee of Potion. And we had 3 guys showing up every single day to clock in. We had Brian, my videographer currently, who you guys know. We had Josh, my old videographer, and we had one more guy. And they would all pull up every single day. And honestly, man, like I didn't really have like a set thing for them to do. So I kind of was just trying to legitimize Potion as like a real company. You know, I was trying to make this trading community into like this big software company. Eventually, you know, I was looking to sell Potion, and it was too associated to the Orangey brand to the point where like nobody really wanted to pick it up. Eventually I got an offer, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But pretty much like I was really trying to legitimize Potion as a real company, you know, as a real software company. That was my goal. So I hired a ton of developers, hired a ton of people, and at first the people who were showing up were just showing up and helping moderate the chats, right? Like our Discord community was the foundation of our business, and that was like the main thing. An average day for me in January 2025 looked like wake up, say hi to the boys who were outside my bedroom literally working, which also is like a really weird thing. Like the whole combo of like having people work inside your apartment was like a weird thing for me. Trade meme coins all day, work on Potion, work on different trading softwares that I was trying to work on, go downstairs and eat lunch, go downstairs and eat dinner, you know, go to Poppy Steak, like the same restaurants that I was going to nonstop. In January, I was my heaviest as well, health-wise. I was like 305 pounds. And really, my goals for 2025 at the beginning were just to keep it going, right? I felt like I had so much momentum, making $1 million plus a month, insane feeling, you know, honestly, kind of going mainstream as well, pulling a ton of views, collabing with a ton of really cool people. And that's all I really wanted to do. I let my health go, and yeah, that was a pretty bad thing, but you know, we came back. In January, I hired a CEO to take over Potion and kind of help me build Potion into an actual company, right? And instead of like Orangey just being the face, I tried to, again, like legitimize the company. Josh, my videographer at the time, I even paid for him to move to Brickell. I already paid his first, last, and security. I think it was like $14K. Maybe I'm wrong. Something like that I gave Josh to literally move to Brickell and come work with us full time. I was investing a lot into the people around me, and I just wanted to honestly see everybody succeed. That's really like what I was into. I took over 100 flights this year, and obviously that all started in January. In January, we went to LA to go film with Kimchi, Day in the Life of a Meme Coin Millionaire, which is one of my most successful videos on my main channel. Right around this time, I also met FaZe Banks, and I was a big FaZe fan growing up, just like probably most of you guys are. You know, like we all grew up watching these trick shotters and stuff, and Banks was like that guy, you know. I met Banks, we were working on some software together, and he ended up becoming one of my business partners. So during that same time in January, we kind of realized that, hey, like this apartment thing for Potion isn't really working out. It's too much of a mixture between like the friendship and the business. We should move our like company structure into a warehouse. And so I started warehouse shopping, and eventually we got rid of the penthouse. We had to pay $55,000, 2 months rent plus losing security deposits, to get out of this place. Like, and that's kind of like a lot of what happened at the beginning of the year. When you make like a lot of money, you're gonna spend a lot of money and not really realize. Like I was always, you know, trying to help out everyone around me. Like I said, you know, paying Josh $15K to move, and many other situations just like that, where I was very lenient with people, very lenient with situations, kind of just, you know, like you kind of think like, okay, you know, $30K to get out of this mess, whatever, it's okay, we have $1 million a month coming in. Like, luckily this was my second cycle, so I was very prepared for this. I was putting away a shit ton of money that I was making every single month, because this is not my first cycle in crypto. I knew that shit wasn't gonna last forever, and I was very lucky and like blessed to like have saved a lot of the money that we were making. But of course, like everyone's gonna make really dumb and expensive mistakes. Like looking back at it, some of the stuff that we spent money on this year was very stupid. It's kind of crazy to think that, like, you know, we're at the end of this year, but it's just crazy for me to think back to the person I was at the beginning of this year, and I would say like, they were very different people. And again, I'm just looking through my camera roll, so I'm kind of just like open speaking about everything that happened this year. January, I bought a Maybach, started working with a driver, and then obviously in January we had a very big catalyst for my ecosystem. The Trump coin released. The president of the United States, Donald Trump, released a meme coin. And I was at dinner. I was at the sushi place on the 4th floor in Brooklyn City Center right next to the CMX. I was with Josh and I was with my girlfriend, and I remember Trump dropping, and not knowing if it was real, I tossed in like 30K at 500 mil, and just like insta sold for pretty much like a very small profit or break even. I remember that night just like being very haunted from the trade itself. You guys know my friend group, a lot of them retired, right? Like a lot of the guys, the OG guys, you know, like the Kenzo, the Notch, the, you know, Cupsy, all those guys from that friend group, like a lot of those guys retired, Nim, etc. So I was very haunted for like the following month, really. But I knew it was such a big catalyst that it was going to drive so much attention to the pump fund ecosystem and the meme coin ecosystem, and it did. Like Potion and everything I was building, like 10x, really. Like there was a month there where I made like almost $3 million. Like it was nuts. But you know, it was very short-lived, as we had some really bad catalysts kind of heading into coming into the ecosystem these following months, and that would be like Melania and Libra, and a lot of like mental health shit came with that as well, which we'll talk about. January, we filmed a trailer for one of the companies that I was working on with FaZe Banks and, you know, Lacey and Ronaldo and some other people. I started working out a little bit. I hired a personal trainer, Mac, who also trains Aiden Ross and Speed. I went to my first course at NBA games. You know, I started buying designer stuff, buying more cars and stuff. And honestly, that's how January ended, right? Like I was still making consistent YouTube videos, still making consistent money with Potion, still working on Potion, still working on different software stuff. And meme coins were still like the priority of my life. Came February, I was on a flight coming back from New York, actually. Atlantic City, we were just filming with a titty. And on the way back from that flight, Banks texted me and he was like, yo, pull up to this Aiden Ross stream. And I was like, dude, I'm on a flight right now, like how long is the stream? And he's like, oh, it's gonna be a couple hours, like you can take your time. I already land from the airport, kid you not, driver picks us up, takes me straight to Aiden's warehouse, and I joined that stream like 30-40 minutes late. You have to remember, like I'm probably just like you, bro. Like obviously I know Aiden Ross, I've watched a ton of his streams. You know, my personal trainer at the time is also Aiden's personal trainer, so like we already have like this like mutual connection as well. So yeah, I met Aiden for the first time, which was pretty cool. You know, meme coins were really popping. Like Aiden Ross was just talking about meme coins on a stream. That was like a pretty big deal in the ecosystem. So yeah, that was my first time meeting Aiden. You know, we became friends for a bit there. Shortly after that, I filmed a WAP video. They came over to my house. I met Nick and Austin for the first time. We became like pretty good friends throughout the year, and we filmed the WAP video. Again, one of the coolest videos I've ever been on. I love watching that video back sometimes. I met Mal Ritz. He came over to the penthouse. I traveled to NFT Paris, and this was the first event where, remember, I was like kind of a little bit mainstream at this point, right? Like I had just been on Aiden's stream, meme coins were super popping, I was making content with TGR, like all these stars were aligning. You know, Potion was like #1 trading community. Like a lot of people started to know me, and I felt like I kind of went like mainstream viral just a little bit for some time there. So NFT Paris was the first event, and I was getting noticed a lot, like even like just randomly throughout Paris, especially at the NFT event. It was pretty crazy. We actually had security with us too. Paris is like a pretty dangerous place to go, like as a crypto influencer type of thing. It was just like a very, very hot time. And NFT Paris was actually during Valentine's Day week, so I went with Alyssa. And then the Argentinian president dropped a coin named Libra, which was a very, very had a negative impact on the meme coin ecosystem. I would say after that, shortly, is when I want to say about maybe over 50% of traders got wiped out and kind of just took a break, and some of those guys never really came back. Also, because of that big meme coin ecosystem hit, a lot of the coins went down in price, and this caused like a lot of, this caused honestly a lot of like negativity around the community and lots of people involved in drama and stuff like that. And just like the overall emotional state of meme coins and crypto, like Twitter in general at that time, was very negative, and it became a place where I didn't really want to be involved in. And that was like kind of my moment of like, damn, like, and I only lost like $40,000 on Libra, which really wasn't that big of a hit for like a meme coin. I was willing to take that risk, but it's kind of just like what came afterwards. Like, a lot of people lost a lot of money in that. It was a very, very bad like event for our ecosystem, and that was kind of when I realized, damn, I don't really want to trade meme coins that much anymore. So, like, as soon as we got back from Paris, looking back at my camera roll here, I don't really see myself trading meme coins that much. I was kind of just like, I met Brez actually in February. He came over to the penthouse for the first time, went to go play basketball. Literally, I'm looking through my camera roll. It was a lot of back and forth travel. My girlfriend was living at Orlando at the time, so I was going to her. Started playing a lot more basketball, started doing a bit more of traveling. We went to go film a video with Ghosty March 10th. I'm looking at it here. Then right after, we went to Cancun, Mexico, took a little vacation. I was with Brian, I was with Josh, and I was with one other guy, with my mom. And I just started traveling a little bit more and kind of like enjoying the fruits of my labor. Like, I had worked really, really hard. I was putting in like really big shifts into the meme coin stuff, like 12, 14, 16 hours a day. And again, it was just like after that Libra stuff where I got a little bit demotivated to continue doing so. I was also working on this software company that I was telling you guys about. And for me, this was really going to be the thing that was going to change everything. Like, I thought in my mind, like, this will be the play where I can really have a chance to legitimize my name as like a real crypto builder. And that business didn't end up working out for me, and that's okay. Like, you're gonna have tons of those like business ventures come your way, right? But the one thing I learned from that one specifically, and it's actually an issue that I still deal with now, I put a lot of things out of my control. When you're building a business, especially like with other people, sometimes like their role is to, whether it be like, say for example, your business partner is like the designer and you're waiting on the logo to be done, and you kind of feel like you can't do anything. Like, you're in this moment of like, oh, I feel like I'm choking. With Potion, I was the only person. Like, everything fell on me. Like, it was my job to get everything done, and it was always that way. I later on hired people. I later on offloaded some of the workload. I had Swag, I had Terp, I had many people come into Potion who helped me out a ton. But the building phase, that really, really important phase, was all on me. And I feel like this is an issue I have struggled with in all my businesses, is that a lot of those important parts I've always, outsourced it, because you kind of have to sometimes, right? Like, I'm not a developer, for example. Like, if I want to build an app, like let's say I want to build a Tinder competitor, random example, like I don't know how to do so. So I would have to go hire a developer, and waiting on people is unfortunate. It kind of just happens sometimes, right? And that's an issue I still face today, right? Like, I'm building other apps and other stuff like in the prediction market world right now, and honestly, it's just not in my hands, and I still haven't learned how to fully deal with that yet. Like, honestly, I gotta go Mark Zuckerberg and just learn how to code myself so I can actually like see this progress being dealt with, being done like in front of my eyes. So yeah, I started doing a little bit of live maxing, a little bit of travel maxing, just because I thought I had other plays that were gonna work out for me, which meant I didn't have to be so dependent on crypto stuff. Anyways, during my travel maxing, I ended up taking a trip to Vegas, and I make a little bit of money in Vegas, casinos and stuff. And remember, at this time I have the warehouse and I have all my employees there. I have this really nice office that we're trying to build out and curate this really cool vibe and community at Potion, while I'm trying to build it into a legitimate company, honestly. And my money is in my office and then it's not. So we kind of go on this wild goose hunt, trying to figure out like, okay, you know, somebody really close to me took some money from me and like kind of what's going on. So my accountant suggests that we do a lie detector test around everyone around me, which might seem really dramatic, but honestly at the time it felt necessary. I have some things to say about lie detector tests. I don't think that they're fully accurate because we actually had multiple people fail this exam. And anyways, someone later ends up admitting that they took the money, and that's where that story ends. We won't talk about that too much. During this entire investigation, by the way, nobody was coming to the warehouse. So it was literally just me in there. And yeah, honestly, that's pretty much what happened January, February, March. We're now heading into April. In April, Brian Jung comes down to Miami. We end up meeting. Me and Brian are actually pretty good friends now, and he's also like one of the best people who have ever given me advice. I continue kind of like life maxing. You know, I start recording like more IRL videos with Brez. It's kind of like appearing more in his content. I continue travel maxing. You know, looking here, I went to New York. I really wasn't trading much at all. I was playing Marvel Rivals. I hit top rank in Marvel Rivals, by the way. Just goes to show I still got the gamer genetics in me, okay? So yeah, during April, I'm kind of like really confused on what to do, right? I didn't really enjoy meme coin trading too much. I didn't enjoy anything. Potion was kind of starting to decline, right? Like now we were, honestly, from the day Libra happened to April, we probably dropped from $1 million in revenue down to like 500K. So we had a 50% correction in just 2 months. So really, I was just trying to vibe. And then on April 11th, I was playing Marvel Rivals literally at the office at my setup, and I get a surprise. And my boys all pull up and surprise me. Terp walks in with a bunch of strangers at the time. I didn't really know who it was, and it was all my friends. It was Nosh, it was Cupsy, it was Kenzo, it was Kills, Dev, Kimchi, and they all surprised me. And remember, I didn't know what these guys looked like. I didn't know what Cupsy looked like. I didn't know what Kills looked like. Like, I just had these strangers coming to my office, and then eventually I realized that it was my friend group at the time, and they were here in Miami for a week. They came and surprised me, and we spent like the next week in Miami, honestly, just vibing. I hit up Luca Nets, and I was like, yo, like, I got like the best meme coin traders in town. Like, do you want to like link up? And we put up to Luca's warehouse, Pudgy warehouse, and I meet Luke Belmar here for the first time. And my 4-year anniversary with Alyssa was coming up that next week, and I had a trip planned to Puerto Rico, Dorado Beach for the first time. And so, you know, I was just looking up like nicest resorts in the world, and I saw Puerto Rico, Dorado Beach. It was only like a 2.5-hour flight. It looked really, really nice. TGR lived there, so like, you know, I've already heard things about Puerto Rico and stuff. So yeah, we spend this next week in Miami with the boys, and Luke Belmar kind of joins us for all of our dinners, taking us out, like kind of really like, you know, showing us low-key. He had a little bit of Miami motion, I can't lie. He went on a yacht with us, was DJing for us. We were staying at like this crazy crib. We had a bunch of supercars outside. That same month, I closed down on my house because I actually moved for security reasons. I was already getting like texts of my house sent to like my parents and stuff. Like, you know, people can do crazy shit when your information's online. So I moved into like a really like, you know, gated community, secured area, whatever. So I was just moving into a new house as well. All the boys came over. My girlfriend was living in Orlando still at the time, and so we went up to Orlando so I could see her, and we went to Disney and Universal and all that stuff. That was really fun. Then right after, Alyssa and I went to Puerto Rico, and Luke was also living there. So during the time that we were in Puerto Rico, we actually met up with Luke. He hosted us for dinner, and he had a ton of his friends come over, and we met like a bunch of other like cool Puerto Rico entrepreneurs. And honestly, guys, I fell in love with Puerto Rico, fell in love with Dorado Beach. I was looking to move there, you know, 0% tax. Like, I had a lot of things like kind of like pushing me to move to Puerto Rico, and I ended up doing it because of family and stuff. And I was just kind of like unsure if I was gonna continue making a lot of money this year, because remember, like, you know, Potion was really dying at this point. Not really dying, you know, but it was taking really, really big hits, and we were paying really, really crazy salaries. At one point, we were spending 150K a month, and the software company I was really betting on the side was taking longer than expected. So I wasn't sure if like 2025 was gonna be, you know, like this hit year I thought it was gonna be. Obviously, I was making a lot of money as well with affiliate marketing, you know, pushing users to different crypto trading platforms and referrals and that stuff. And I made a lot of money doing that. And I made a lot of money doing so, but I could obviously see that like this stuff was going down because, you know, volume on chain was just overall down. So that was like one of the big reasons I didn't move to Puerto Rico. Shortly after, we went to Token 2049 Dubai. A lot more traveling. I flew Emirates first class for the first time. That was great. Honestly, like that was like the thing that like really opened my eyes to aviation. I'm like, damn, bro, like there's probably like tons of really cool first class and business class experiences that you can do. Remember, this is like my first crazy international flight that I take, like after, you know, making a lot of money. And really sparked an interest for me. We stayed at really nice places, the Burj Al Arab, Atlantis, the Royale. And yeah, I mean, I just got to explore like a little bit of the Middle East with my favorite person, and that to me was super awesome. You know, Brian went as well, my accountant went as well, my mom went as well. Like, that was a trip I was really able to experience with like the closest people to me, and that is a feeling that is awesome, man. Like, I've been able to travel so much with people close to me this year, and that's been my favorite thing to do. Like, I went to China with my girlfriend and her dad, and that was like one of the best trips, you know, like just being able to share experiences with the people that you love most. Like, that is a great thing to do. And then in May, I started going back and forth from Europe to work on some of the different businesses that I had planned. And we also started a vlog channel. And I also stopped working with Josh around this time just because like it was a little expensive at the time. Like, I wasn't like really putting out that much more IRL content, and traveling, that was like the big thing, right? Like, traveling with multiple people got really expensive, multiple hotel rooms, stuff like that. And so, you know, Brian, who was there for me, I was like, yo, you know, pick up this camera, let's see what we can do. And my first few vlogs sucked a lot, but it's gotten a lot better. And you know, I trust the process with one person, and like, obviously, you know, I could have a videographer that's 100 times better and like make great quality stuff, but I'm someone who likes to trust the process and build with people for the long term. And I know that like eventually the videos will bang. Anyways, my girlfriend ended up going to Spain for 2 weeks in May, and we didn't see each other throughout those 2 weeks. She went to go help refugees because she was doing like this school club activity. So during those 2 weeks, I decided I'm gonna go back to Puerto Rico, and I ended up going with Cupsy and Notch and some other friends. And we stayed in Puerto Rico for, you know, pretty much those, I was gonna say entire 2 weeks, but I'm actually somebody who goes to places and leaves early. So I ended up leaving that trip early, but we spent quite a bit of time in Puerto Rico, and I just continued meeting so many other people, and I was low-key cooking during those days. Like, that kind of revived my love for trading meme coins, like being able to trade right next to a lot of these guys and stuff. And I was actually making like a decent amount of money and stuff. You know, it was playoff hockey time. I'm a big Florida Panthers fan, so I was traveling to a lot of these games and stuff. And remember, this entire time I still have this warehouse, right? We had the warehouse until the end of this year, and I poured like $50,000 into it to make a basketball court. And I would actually say that this basketball court paid off really well, because when this basketball court was done, we actually started playing basketball pretty often. And remember, at this time I was weighing 305 pounds, and for context, as of today, I'm literally sitting at 250 pounds today. So I've lost 55 pounds since like May, June. And that's really been like my biggest accomplishment this year, but we'll kind of get to it. Honestly, just looking at my camera roll after coming back from Puerto Rico, waiting for my girlfriend to come back, looks like I really just stayed like at the warehouse. I bought a Sprinter van. Really, we were just working to get the software stuff out. Terp bought a BMW. The Potion basketball court was done. I was having boys over. We were playing a lot of basketball. And then yeah, June 1st, I launched the vlog channel. Once the office is done, you know, we show the basketball court, we show everything. And that was, yeah, June 1st, we literally started this channel you're watching this video on. And well, we have like 10K subs now in half a year, and hopefully next year we get to 100K subs. So in June, we set out again on another mission, this time with me, Alyssa, Brian, Josh, and Chris. So 5 people to London, 5 people to Belgium, 5 people to Amsterdam, and then me, Alyssa, and her brother and his girlfriend at the time, we take a trip to St. Martin. And at the time, you know, we're watching more Florida Panthers hockey in St. Martin. We come back from St. Martin, more Florida Panther hockey. I ended up going to a finals game with Brez. Me and Brez start getting a little bit close. I bought a GT3 RS in June, which kind of like sparked this like, you know, car content stuff. The Florida Panthers win another championship. I wrapped my car a few times, you know, continue trading meme coins, continue making content. At this point, Potion is pretty dead, by the way. I'm going back and forth still from the UK to Miami to work on some business stuff. I go to Italy in June with family. I go to London. I go on my first ever private jet in July with Brez. You know, we're just making like a lot of like vlog content, right? Hanging out with Alex G and Brez, more GT3 RS content, more car content. I went to Turkey, went to Mykonos with Kimchi and all that. We flew on a private jet. Just more trips with the meme coin guys, more trips with Brez, more content coming out, getting more into the IRL side of stuff. You know, I had spent the whole year trenching, and really, I really just like, and honestly, I'm looking at this entire year. In July, I almost bought a horse. We were doing horse riding a lot. I was just doing a lot of travel maxing. I bought a Rolls Royce Mansory. I met Ethan Prosper back in New York. He ended up moving down here to Miami. My girlfriend graduated. That was very big. We survived long distance for 3 years. She ended up moving back down to Miami. And as you guys know, we're doing good now. And we ship our cars to Monterey in August. We spend over a week in LA. I meet Tristan Thompson. We go over to his house. me and Brian, we filmed a video there. That's my best performing video on this channel yet. We do a little week in the life. We spent that week in LA with Brez. I met Ethan Wang. We did a 6-hour car drive from LA to Monterey. That was super tough. We spent a few days there with TJR, and he had just bought his Koenigsegg, and I remember going to like the In-N-Out and all that stuff, and that was crazy, dude. Like, that's when I was like, holy shit, like, they have a lot of fucking fans. And even I had a lot of supporters, bro. Like, I had a lot of people asking me for pictures and stuff. And obviously, you know, that's been happening to me for many, many years, but like, that was really when I was like, holy shit. And during this time that we were in Monterey, like, we were going for walks. Like, I remember Tyler and Brez and I, we were going for, you know, 10K steps every day, and we were talking and just like, you know, more deep life conversations when we all kind of got like a lot closer after this trip. Oh, then I come back from that trip, I buy a Mansory Rolls Royce Conan, you know, we upload a vlog. That vlog did pretty well. I wrap my car a few times, fly on jets a few more times, just a lot more traveling here. I went with Frosty J's to the Bahamas. Like, guys, really, like, from what I'm seeing here, I went to China, I went to Korea, I went to Singapore. We filmed the podcast with Cooker, met a ton of other people at Token. In October, I made a really big decision to move to Los Angeles. And I really don't know what I was thinking making this decision. It was kind of just like an on-the-go thing, right? By this time, I had already decided I'm not going to continue working on any of the businesses that I was. I just had pushing going on, and I really have nothing else to do. And, you know, at the time, I'm texting like my friend Luke Belmar. I'm like, bro, like, what do I do? And yeah, I love Luke, bro, but he's so blunt. He was always just like, bro, lose weight, you're a fat ass right now. And that's literally what he would tell me every single time. I would ask him like, yo, what should I work on? And that's kind of like what I decided to do, guys. I travel max, then I workout max. Like, every single trip I was going on, I was trying to hit the gym. I was trying to eat, you know, better. And so in October, I got this opportunity to do the Zila Fitness Challenge. And if you guys know Ilya from like David Dobrik's vlogs and stuff, you know, we work out together. He's my personal trainer. And I really thought I was gonna like spend the rest of my year in Los Angeles working out with him every single day. I spent like $50,000 moving over there. I got this really nice crib over there. Moved, you know, my mom and her boyfriend and Brian with me, and that was a very weird time in my life, dude, because I really thought like, okay, we're packing up and moving. We're gonna do this fitness thing, and we're gonna take it super, super hard. And when I went to Ilya, I was like 200 and maybe like 270 pounds. And so since October, lost like 20 pounds from there to now. But I ended up leaving October and just going back and forth every single week. Like, literally, I would just go back and forth to work out with him. But yeah, the whole like living in LA thing did not work out. I just came back and I decided to lock in over here and celebrated Halloween with the boys. We're getting pretty recent now, you know, just going back and forth more, you know, hanging out with Tristan over here in Miami. Started doing a bunch of random side quests. I went to Saudi Arabia for one day to go meet Mr. Beast on a fucking random chance. We went to Qatar for literally a few hours. I met Mr. Beast CEO Jeff Holzenvold. Went back to New York for a UFC sponsorship. I met Alex Pereira and Jose Masvidal. I got to get in the ring, and then I actually got in the ring. I started prepping for a boxing match I was gonna have later that month in Dubai. I went to the track for the first time. I saw my friend of many, many years. Shout out Clicks. That WOP video was fire, by the way, Nick and Austin, if you're watching. Started diving in a little bit more into prediction markets. Started working on my own prediction market app, which hopefully is the one thing I'm like waiting on a developer right now to kind of like get done with, so I can actually put a product out there. More travel back and forth. You know, I went to Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Qatar again. And then, yeah, I got into like an actual boxing ring. I won my first ever fight. That was a pretty good vlog. I went to Saudi Arabia to some of the nicest resorts. I became kind of friends with Julian Petrulius, which is pretty cool. Not for good reason. Julian and I both know that we gotten closer because of a bad reason. But nonetheless, he recommended me I go to Desert Rock, so we ended up checking that place out. Then I went to Shabara, some of the craziest resorts I've ever been to. And that, for the most part, sums up the entirety of my 2025. I bought a Batmobile at the beginning of this month. My car, my Porsche, is broken, currently getting fixed. I lost $7,000 to the Jake Paul fight, and it's my girlfriend's birthday today, so we're gonna celebrate that. But look, boys, that was a pretty good summary of my 2025, I think, boys. Like, at the beginning of this year, I had a plan to continue becoming the world's biggest crypto YouTuber. Crypto, the meme coin market especially, took a big hit, and my company that I was building, Potion, went from making $1 million a month to $50,000 a month that it's currently making. My referral income, you know, went from hundreds of thousands of dollars a month to a couple $1,000s a month. My meme coin trading profits, I just didn't enjoy it anymore. But I was able to put away so much money that, like, But luckily enough, I'm pretty chilling, and I have the freedom now to work on whatever it is I want and continue to try to make money. I've been doing a lot of brand deals, a lot of advising now, a lot of angel investing. I recently wrote a high 5-figure check to this company I'm pretty bullish on, and just all these opportunities have come from building my name in the ecosystem, and I'm very confident when that next big thing pops, I'm going to be early to it. If it's prediction markets, I'm going to be early to it. But currently, I'm focused on building out my personal brand. I'm focused on building out different products in crypto. I'm kind of focused on building out Potion. I just got to see like what it is I'm doing. I want to become crypto's #1 online personality. I want to build a stream. I'm actually working on a podcast with Tristan as well for next year. I'm working on a clothing brand. And all these things are kind of like what I'm looking forward to do next year. Next year, I want to bring the Orangey brand to the next level. I feel like I did the business stuff and it went pretty well, and whenever there's like that next thing, I will definitely catch it early. I was early to NFTs, I was early to crypto gaming, I was early to meme coins. I want to be early to the next thing, and I know I will be. And meme coins really changed my life, and I'm forever grateful to everybody who was there along the journey, especially you guys, the ones watching all the videos. And I hope I have been like helpful to you guys as well somehow. And look, man, like a year of sacrifice in 2024 and even the few beginning months of 2025 led to all these cool things I've been able to do this year. But my biggest business takeaways, right, going back to the point of this video. Honestly, fail often and fail as fast as you can. Do not dwell too much time on certain opportunities. Like even my videographer Brian, he's tried out a ton of different things this year, and sometimes he's stuck on a niche for too long. And I'm like, bro, like you're wasting too much time here, bro. You got to move on to the next thing like ASAP, bro. Because, bro, guys, if you knew you were 30 failures away from becoming a millionaire, like how fast would you try to fail? And I've probably tried to come up with 5 to 10 different companies this year, and I took a lot longer on some of the other ones to kind of come to this realization. And as an entrepreneur in today's world, you have to be fast. You have to catch the trends. Like you honestly gotta play catch up. And yeah, personal brand is still the #1 thing. Like your face is everything. Honestly, like I think it is the easiest way and the best way to sell something. I had many opportunities to sell a course on meme coins. I know somebody who made over $8 million selling info on a meme coin, and he had like maybe 100th of my views, but I never did because I didn't want to do that. Do I regret it? Yeah, kind of. I would say take advantage the most you can of the situation that you're in. You're always gonna wish that you grinded more. I mean, I even think back like, damn, I should have been online for Trump. I should have been online for this and that. But honestly, guys, like I'm so grateful that things played out the way they did. I just wished I moved faster. I wish I didn't like hand off as many things to other people, because at the end of the day, man, like people, like if you are killing it with your business, man, like you need to continue killing it with your business. Do not rely on other people. Just if you know you can do it, man, like do as much as you can do. Look, at the end of the day, man, I'm just like a regular 22-year-old kid. I immigrated to the United States of America when I was like 6 years old. I come from Italy with 2 Cuban parents, and I came here not even knowing Spanish or English. I was just a normal kid who played video games growing up. I had posters on the wall of FaZe. I was drawing the FaZe logo in class. I was watching FaZe Rain. I had my Call of Duty BO2 classes named after FaZe Rain. I was wearing the FaZe clan emblem. I was wearing the clan tag FaZe. Like I was just a huge gamer fanboy, and I was just trying to be good at these video games, guys. I was just trying to be good. Like I played Overwatch, I played Rocket League, and I was just trying to be as good as I could at those games because that's what I enjoyed doing. Eventually I got an opportunity with Fortnite, and Fortnite kind of is where I kind of started. I grew a YouTube channel there, just like 150k subs. I put a few million views playing Fortnite. But like even from them, guys, I have so many friends who were kind of big in Fortnite, but they didn't make it after that, and like what is the difference maker? I don't know. God maybe, truly. That's been like one of the also like the key things that I've tried to do this year is like get closer in faith. I think it's pretty important. You don't get to take a lot of this shit as you go, so why not have some faith and take a chance on hopefully I don't know, getting some good RNG after our time here on Earth. But look, truly, like I don't know what it is that separates me from other people. I've always tried to be as kind and generous as possible, and many people have told me that I get taken advantage of very, very easily. If being taken advantage of has led to me being able to, you know, like retire my mom, be in this freaking Rolls Royce, filming with you guys, talking to you guys on a random, you know, Friday after Christmas at 3 p.m. Like, then I guess I want to be continued being taken advantage of. And it's true, like many times I've been hurt in business, I've been hurt in friendships. I mean, you guys heard me talking about literally, like earlier in this video, like someone who I trusted very close to me, like even ended up like stealing, you know, a stupid amount of cash from me. Like, it's just all this stuff. Like, if being generous and being kind like leads to the stuff and whatever I'm gonna get taken advantage of, then I want to keep being taken advantage of. And guys, this is, we only spoke really about my 2025, but I could go back and like, yeah, I guess what I'm trying to say is that like I was able to accomplish this stuff by doubling down on a niche I enjoyed and just trying to make the most out of it, man. And I will continue doing so in every single niche. And yeah, like, dude, there really is nothing that separates me from you. Like, when I got here, bro, I didn't even know English. Like, I think being in America or like in any first world country is like a huge part of like the RNG. I think I enjoy traveling so much is because I get to see all these different cultures and get to see like, dude, a lot of people don't have these opportunities that we have here. Like, if you literally have a phone and like you're watching it to like the end of this, like, well, I don't know, 20-30 minute video, like, bro, you have access to make money at the tip of your fingertips. Like, truly, dude, like, we are living in a generation that no one seems to understand. Like, your parents don't get it, your friends don't get it, like, your teachers don't get it. Like, dude, no one is gonna get it, bro. Like, no one. You know how many teachers told me that like I literally wasn't gonna like amount to anything, bro? Like, I know for a fact that like a lot of these teachers who were mine, like in school, like a lot of my old teachers know now what I do. And like, bro, they gotta think like, damn, bro, it's really that kid who like we didn't think was gonna make it, bro. Like, I was the dumbest for my friend group in school. At a fucking graduated with a 2.3 GPA. I hated school. I just wanted to play video games all day. And even then, like, bro, you and me are not different at all. Like, I don't know where you're seeing this video, if it's like a TikTok clip or like on YouTube or whatever, bro. But like, you know, you laying in bed watching this video, you having me on your TV while you eat, you having me in the background while you play video games, or maybe you're working on a business, or maybe you're doing homework or whatever it is, dude. Like, bro, you are not different than me at all. And like, also, man, you have to think like you and me are so close because, bro, you might not believe this, guys, but I'm not kidding. I read every single Instagram DM I get. And sometimes at the end of the videos, I'll be like, guys, DM me potato. And people DM me potato. And like, they reply me with a message and I reply. Like, you have to fathom that like you and I are so much closer than you think, man. So if like you want to reach whoever you want to reach, it really is possible. Maybe you got to start small, right? Like, you want to get to Mr. Beast. Okay, I can't get to Mr. Beast yet, but how can I work my way up, right? Like, and there's really people that will like help you get your way there. And you have to take advantage of how is it that like you can meet them. I think a lot of mistakes people make is like, bro, I see a lot of people like DM me, asking me for either money or advice or a job, but like they're not doing anything to impress me out of like the other hundreds of people that have DM me. Like, when I started in my video game blow up era, I was DMing people free edits and free graphics of theirs. Like, for example, like a lot of these like Fortnite players, I would make them like graphic design, like headers and profile pictures. And then I would DM them with that. You know, I would tweet it out and I would get like maybe 1 or 2 likes, but just hoping that they would see it. Like, you have to stand out, man. Like, don't be dumb, man. Don't be oblivious. Like, don't think that it's not possible. Don't think that people only got somewhere by doing something bad. Like, I see a lot of people, like, even like I see like TGR posts and I'll see people be like, oh, you know, like your parents are rich, or like, you know, you're a course seller or this or that. And like, it'll be the same thing for literally anyone who's accomplished anything online, like Iman or literally anyone, Andrew Tate, like whoever it is, bro. Like, you can ignore my examples, it doesn't matter. People get hate on for everything, bro. Like, bro, people are gonna hate you. And people are gonna try to bring you down because nobody wants to see you doing better than them. Like, my mom's always told me that like nobody wants to see you doing better than you, like, other than like your parents. And I have continued to every day believe so. And sometimes I give people benefit of the doubt, and that's when like you can get taken advantage of, bro. But like, it's very hard to meet people who like actually want to see you do good, man. Like, you guys have no idea how rare that is. And whether you find that like in a partner, that's been really helpful for me, or you find that in family, or you find that in like content, man. Because, bro, it's crazy to think that like dude, sometimes your strongest supporters will be strangers, man. I've had some of you guys DM me like messages that like really fucking touch my heart, like, yo, I've been watching you since Fortnite, like it's been an amazing journey, or like, yo, your vlogs mean so much to me, or like, yo, like I love seeing this, or like, even the other day we went to like Hype Miami and Marcus was telling me, the owner of the store was telling me how he saw like my Orlando vlog and he was like in Orlando and he was thinking like, oh, should we go to that restaurant, but like, nah, it was too far. But, like, even that, bro, like there's real people that like really watch these videos and they take something away from it. And there's something I love about long form content, bro. Bro, I bet you can't name me the last 10 TikToks that you watch. Literally, try right now. You're probably just on TikTok and you can't remember the last 10 TikToks you watched. Like, I think TikTok is a really good play to get people's like, to get your face in people's heads and kind of get them to know you for something. But there's nothing ever gonna be like this relationship that you can form by like talking to a camera. And I've been talking to a camera for the last 10 years of my life. This didn't come overnight. But I know people who it has come for overnight. Success won't come for you overnight, but like if you keep throwing darts at the board, bro, like you might just hit the bullseye. And yeah, man, I know I'm kind of ranting, but like I'm trying to make this video as raw as possible. And like honestly, I hope like this fucking ignites something for you, bro, because at the beginning of 2023, I didn't have a dollar to my name. I was so poor. I was in so much debt. And remember, I had already owned Lamborghinis before this, bro. I went from like literally being at the top at 18 years old to literally having $0, being $40,000 in debt, like having to tell my mom, we can't afford this rent, like we have to move out. And I just kept throwing darts at the board, bro, and this fucking crypto video game bailed me out. If you guys don't know, I had $0 in 2023 and I ended up making 500K in a month, 2 months. Like, random opportunities will spawn all the time and you have to be ready to take your shot at it, bro. And there's been tons of things that have failed. like bro, I remember the Mr. Beast Cup in Fortnite. I Nas won $1 million and that was like a dart at the board I wanted to throw. You know, like I was practicing for that cup, and you never know like what random opportunity there is online, bro. People are making millions off video games. People are making millions off TikTok shop. Like that's a business model you can get started off so easily. People are making millions off fucking meme coins, off prediction market bots, off of like everything, man. There's so much money around you and like you're just so accustomed to thinking it's not possible, and until you meet someone who makes you think it's possible, you're going to continue thinking that way. And for me, that person who changed everything was Iman. And next year I hope I get to collab with Iman. I hope I get to collab with Logan Paul, Jake. Like there's very few people in this world that I like really look up to, bro. But for me, the person who changed everything was Iman. So I know one day I will collab with Iman. I'll meet him and you guys will be able to clip this shit and be like, damn, he made that shit happen. But my whole life changed because I was watching YouTube videos. I was literally 2022 TwitchCon. It was me, Skeptic, Frosty J's, I think Kodal. We were sitting in a living room watching Iman's videos of how of like top 10 business models to try. And I think we were all trying like SMMA. And then these are the same guys that I moved into a house with and made millions of dollars trading meme coins. And yeah, man, it all started from watching YouTube videos. Everything I've learned ever online was from social media. I can't tell you one thing I learned in school that I have applied to in my everyday life, except maybe English and basic math. I don't know shit about science. I don't know shit about history. Don't know shit about politics. And none of that shit matters until like, yeah, bro, none of that shit matters. Like, I don't want to rant too much, man. I hope this video inspired you. I hope you were able to learn something about me. I hope you subscribe. Dude, you can make this shit happen. Like, you have a whole fucking year coming up, and today is December 26th. Like, bro, you have like a 5-day head start to whatever it is you want to do. You want to lose weight, you can literally go do it. Like, next year, my goal is like, I want to be fucking Giga Chad. Like, I want to fucking, yeah, bro. Like, at the end of the day though, bro, just make as much money as you fucking can, bro, and be as happy as you can. You know, help your parents, find a loved one, make a family, because I think at the end of the day, we're all just trying to get to the same goal, and that's like big house, a lot of kids, happy wife, family retired, and just be able to give your family whatever it is and travel the world and see all these different experiences and cultures and make memories. That's the one thing you'll take with you when you go is your memories. So make as many as you can. You never know when the last time you're putting on your seatbelt is. You never know when the last time of a pair of shoes you're putting on is. This year we've had a ton of, you know, people pass away and stuff, even at like really young. So bro, value your life, man, and live it to the fullest. And if there's one thing that I know for sure is like money always comes back. So spend that money, have a good time. Also save that money to have a good time, right? If you're in a bad position right now, bro, like, don't even stress about it, bro, because like, if you have faith or you're putting in the work or whatever it is, man, like, just know truly, 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 bro, like, if you are just trying your absolute best to not be like an NPC, as stupid as that sounds, man, like, eventually you'll fucking make it. Like, I don't know how long it'll take you, but like, you will make it. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I don't have a course. I don't have a mentorship. I'm not asking you to join Potion. Like, I'm not trying to tell you, yo, trade meme coins is gonna change your life, because it's not. The one thing that will change your life, man, is having that fucking killer mindset that you're gonna make it in whatever it is comes next. And you just have to be as early as possible. And yeah, like, you can do it, dude. And like, you will do it, bro. That's all you have to believe, man. And don't let anyone drag you down. I'm ending the video with this right here. I had a friend last year who was in a very, very toxic relationship. Like, I'm telling you, bro. Oh my God, this is so fucking crazy. I'm ending the video with this, okay? My friend is like, yo, I want to start trading meme coins. I have absolutely no money, right? My girlfriend won't let me because she thinks like I'm not gonna be able to make it. I'm like, he's like, bro, can you hop on a call with me and my girlfriend and explain to her that like this shit is real? I'm like, bro, it's pretty fucking crazy that you want me to hop on a call with your girlfriend, but sure. I hop on a call with his girlfriend. I'm like, yeah, hey, what's up? I'm Orangey. Like, yeah, I make millions of dollars trading meme coins. Like, I don't really know what I'm supposed to say here. And she's just like bitching at my friend, like, yeah, no, I don't know if this is for you, like this and that. And I tell my friend after the call, like, bro, you need to drop her ass, bro. And eventually she drops him. Like, months after he comes back, I'm like, yo, he's like, yo, I'm ready. I'm like, all right, man. Look, I don't have like too much advice for you, but like, here's like the basic A through Z, like, go watch my YouTube videos or something. And anyways, now he's giga paid and he's actually getting married next month. I'm probably going to his wedding, and you know exactly who you are if you're watching this video. I'm so proud of you, and I'm so proud of everything you've been able to accomplish. But look, yeah, you like, that's what I'm saying. You have people around you that are so close to you bringing you down. Sometimes it's best to not even share what you're doing. My mom still doesn't even know what I do, bro. Like, she's like, I know, yeah, he does like some YouTube stuff and like some crypto stuff, but like, bro, like, nobody really needs to understand exactly what you do. You just show up with the results, you prove them wrong, bro, and you change everyone's life around you and your loved ones. And it's your favorite Orangey, and I'm out. I'll see you guys next year. Let's fucking kill it. Peace.